could you shortly present yourself and your organization?
So my name is Roland Chauville. I am the Executive Director of UPR Info, which is a Geneva-based organization which works to promote and strengthen the UPR process. So we are a small NGO based in Geneva, 3 staff, and our aim is to make the UPR process function better and be easier to access by NGOs, by governments, and so on and so on. So we provide information and service to all actors of the UPR process.
Can you quickly explain UPR a bit more in depth, and what are its main strong points and challenges?
So the UPR is a fairly recent UN mechanism that was created in 2006 but started working in 2008, and the aim is to review all countries regularly to look into their human rights situation and to give them recommendations on how to improve the situation, and then the states come back explaining what it has implemented, gets new recommendations, and then goes back again to implement. So this idea of cycle, continuity, and in more specificity, the countries are making recommendations to other countries, so it's a peer review. To start with the strength of the UPR process, I would say it's providing attention to human rights, focus to human rights at the international level. States come to Geneva to present the human rights situation, and other states make questions and recommendations on their situation. At the national level is discussion among the society about human rights. Another strength is the implementation on the ground. We see that after 2 years of review, 40% of the recommendations received have triggered action by the governments. So it's a positive sign showing that states are actually implementing recommendations. And another positive sign will be the fact that all countries in the world are reviewed and that all issues can be raised. Now, in terms of the weaknesses, there's a lack of accountability. States, when they get reviewed, there's not a lot of follow-up into what they've done or not, if they have implemented or not. There's no independent mechanism looking into what has been implemented or not. So there's great leeway to states to implement or not, and they don't get really into difficulties for not implementing. Another problem is the lack of participation of certain states, or lack of follow-up in the other sense that states, when they make recommendations to another state, they don't really look into the previous recommendations they had made, so they just keep on making new recommendations, and so there's a lack of accountability, as I said, and continuity in this aspect.
Last question, specifically for our students: if they want to pursue an international career in human rights, what would you recommend to them?
Well, I will say first, be very passionate, but I'm sure all of them are. It's to get experience, maybe in Geneva, but also on the field. And it's a very competitive world, in the sense that there's a lot of students want to do that, and there's little places. So try to connect, to meet the right persons, to fill in the CV with experiences without too many, making too many stages. Internship is maybe not the best, but trying to have a couple of experiences, maybe in Geneva, in the field, and and to try.
And with your organization, maybe?
And well, organization, we offer internships to students, and we'll be pleased, obviously, to have we've already had students from the Padua University, and we'll be happy to have more in the future. And who knows where it can go.